Do you have a dog?
We do.
Does your dog like to eat?
Ours does.
Well, you might consider making a DIY dog bowl stand. I'm Jay-Z.
I'm Daniel.
That's Rhodey.
And this is just my DIY.
Today we're going to show you how we made this plywood pattern dog bowl stand that coordinates with our plywood pattern dog butt leash station that we made last year.
So, let's get started.
All right.
We cut our plywood into 3/4 inch strips, about 1.5 feet long, on our borrowed table saw.
And subsequently had a nice little sword fight, which I won.
Cheater.
We laid out the strips on the bar clamps and put glue on what would normally have been the top of the board. Remember, with pattern plywood, you want the
End grain
to show.
We use a key to space them out so that we keep our 45-degree-ish slant, and it makes for less waste in the end.
Yes, and we did that one more time. We did do 2 sets of these just because we only wanted to use 2 clamps.
And of course, you need 2 for lightning bolts.
That's true.
Wonderful.
Now we're going to cut a stop block out of a 2x4 to clamp down on the miter saw. This will make it easier once we trim off those ends to get a consistent cut. This is about 2 inches wide. We are cutting this on a 45-degree angle, which is what's ultimately going to give us the chevrons in the end. Because when we lay them on the bar clamps, we alternate the directions, and then you have perfect
Chevrons?
chevrons.
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 So we glue the ends of it, of course, making sure that the top stays the top, and it chevrons. I mean, chevrons.
Yeah, chevrons.
The chevrons, the chevrons.
Mm-hmm. Very chevron-y. We let that sit in clamps overnight, and then the next day it was time for filling in the extra little gaps and stuff. So I got some stainable wood filler, and I just like to use my fingers with this. We knew we were going to sand the crap out of it, so this didn't have to be perfect at all. We just wanted to fill in all the gaps. And I left Daniel a little note to say which side goes up.
Here we are squaring our chevron pattern out so that we can create our hole holding area.
And we'd given the table saw back at this point, so Daniel's just doing 2 cuts on the miter saw.
I am drawing the outline of the hole and erasing it and turning it over.
Very important to do this on the back.
And of course, we needed to use the lip of it, so we receded a circle by about whatever the lip was, like a 1/4 inch or something.
Yep. So you just cut a smaller circle that should be the size of the inside of the lip and drew that on there. And then drilled a pilot hole.
Holding it started so that when we pull out the jigsaw, we can go ahead and have a place to start. Jig, jig, jig.
Block, block, block. Block that camera. In all seriousness, this is a pretty awesome jigsaw.
And a difficult thing to cut with such narrow margins.
Yeah.
So difficult that something besides me blocking the camera might happen.
Like breaking it?
Da, 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 da.
Oh, good. We just put it back in the clamps, gave it a good glue up, and let that sit overnight.
And then you measure a dog.
To figure out how tall the bowl stand needs to be, you need to measure the dog's withers.
This one's about 10.5 or 11.
There are calculators online that'll tell you about how tall your dog bowl should be based on your dog's withers, but we did a little extra work on it and landed at 4 inches for this one.
Now we're squaring off some wood so we can create the side pieces.
The frame. Since
the frame. I already said it was going to be called the frame. So cutting out the pieces of the frames. Here we go.
And he's cutting this out of a 1/8 inch plywood, and that's because we're trying to match up to what we did with the leash organizer that we made. And he did the initial cuts and made them long, and then this is something we really like to do. Rather than going off a measuring tape, when we can, we like to measure to the actual item, make the marks, and then make the final cuts to length.
Now, although this is a really sped up section of the film, it's important to know I'm going really slow in order to avoid sending nicks and chips out.
Yep. Something you should also go slow with, the sanding.
Why? Could something get damaged?
It's almost like it could break. I don't know why I think that though.
Well, either way, take your time.
Something else you should do is when you're staining something black right next to what you want to stain natural, maybe move it over.
Dun, dun, dun.
This project was a comedy of errors. I wiped that off, tried to sand it a little bit, but I didn't want to ruin the flat surface, so we'll show you how we dealt with that later. So we're using tongue oil to, again, match the leash organizer, and I really like how this makes the end grain pop. But I didn't like how the black stain didn't really take to the wood, so enter spray paint. Now it's time for the glue up.
Indeed it is. Now the top side is on the bottom side is on the top, and the legs get the super glue wood glue combo all the way to the corners of the chevron pattern, but not over the edges of the chevron pattern. We wish to keep the framing a little overextended than what the legs are, acting as a base for.
Absolutely. And we like this super glue wood glue combination because the super glue gives that immediate clamp, whereas the wood glue will take longer to cure but have a stronger hold over time. This is a method that we use quite a bit and love, but it doesn't preclude us from using clamps as well.
Precautionary measures.
I never win those. We're going to finish it off with a nice coat of polyurethane, which I just spray right on. But I'll tell you, once I got this on, that little splotch in the corner was still bugging the crap out of me.
Wood glue.
Super glue.
Adorable tiny dog bone that says Bon Appetit cut on a cricket. Oh.
Yay. That's right. We were playing around with the cricket a little bit and its ability to cut basswood, and we made a little dog bone that says Bon Appetit, and we're going to glue that on with a
super glue wood glue combo.
Absolutely. So this didn't cover the whole splotch, but it distracted from it enough that you don't really notice it now. And I mean, the dog bone's kind of cute.
Absolutely.
Now it's time to see if Rhodey really likes it. Go get it. Rhodey. There you go. DIY plywood pattern dog bowl stand.
I like it.
Rhodey likes it, and I like it too.
And if you like this video, you should click that like button, subscribe it, of course ring the bell afterwards, and check out our list of materials down below.
And if you're not watching this on our website, head over to justmikediy.com for more. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Shake! Shake, Rhodey! Shake! Come on, shake! Yeah! Twerk! Twerk, Rhodey!